Originally, Khamzat Chimaev was rumored to be fighting Paulo Costa at UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi later in this year. But with Costa now being booked for UFC 292 in July, it's seeming more and more likely that we're going to see Kamaru Usman versus Khamzat Chimaev at some point in the near future. As many of you know, they've been going back and forth on Twitter, with Khamzat even saying that he can make 170 if he wants to, and he can fight at 170 if he wants to. Originally, everybody thought he was going to be going up to 185. I mean, look at the dude, he's freaking huge. So I thought that was inevitable. But it's now looking like we could see the former pound for pound number one up against Khamzat Chimaev. I think it'll be an awesome test for us to see where Khamzat is and ultimately what his ceiling could be. We saw him struggle a little bit against Gilbert Burns, but it's almost like he underestimated him. If he goes into a fight with Kamaru Usman, you don't have to worry about that. There's no chance that he underestimates Kamaru Usman. Now, as far as Kamaru goes, it's really surprising that he called out Khamzat of all people. You don't have to call that guy out. Nobody wants to call that guy out because nobody wants to fight him. He's a matchup nightmare. One thing about Kamaru is he never takes easy fights and he always remains active. So you got to give him credit for calling out the most badass guy next to Shavkat in the 170 pound division. Those are two guys that nobody wants to fight. I saw a graphic that had odds at about even for a potential matchup between the two of these guys. My personal opinion is I would take Khamzat, not because I don't believe in Kamaru Usman, I'm actually a big fan of him, but if you're an MMA fan, you know that in the 125 through 170 pound divisions, fighters 35 and over do not fare well. So unless this is at 170, I'm rolling with Khamzat. I mean, this is normally how it goes, right? In the MMA world, you see a guy who was once a great, trying to regain whatever he can, and it's really hard for them to get back to where they were. Almost impossible. You've heard guys like Khabib say that fighters don't have two primes, they only have one. And for me, I tend to agree with him. It's hard to regain what you once had in a sport like this. Each fight takes something out of you, and I'm not sure we'll ever be able to see the same Kamaru Usman again. And obviously that sucks because I love him, but it will be awesome to see him one more time potentially against Khamzat Chimaev. These are two guys who always bring it and always put on a show, especially Khamzat. You always feel like any fight he's in is like a big event, and it's very, very, very fun to watch. I'm very interested to see what their grappling exchanges look like. Is Khamzat going to be able to take Kamaru down? Is Khamzat stronger than Kamaru? Or will the wrestling just even each other out, and will it be a big stand and bang type of fight? Either way, there's no chance if you're a UFC fan that you're not watching this fight. Who would you guys favor in a matchup like this? I mean, it's super interesting. You know, styles do make fights, but age never lies, especially in this sport. So it's really hard to go against statistics. Guys don't fare well at older than 35 years old in these weight classes. It's just simple math. It doesn't really work well, and it makes complete sense. Kamaru cuts a ton of weight to get down to 170. It can't be easy continuously to cut, and have to fight these badass dudes that are some of the baddest men on the planet. Ultimately, I would favor Khamzat, but you can't bet against an all-time great in Kamaru Usman. Again, let me know what you guys think, who you would pick, and how you think that the winner will get it done. Like, comment, do all that stupid stuff.